Hello, welcome back to Conscious Evolution. My name is Alan, and today we're reading chapter 19. The key to understanding truth is if it rings true in your soul. I think that's very powerful. Let's see if I can get the lighting a little better here. Yeah, that'll work. So, if you're just tuning into the video or this series is Solomon Speaks on Reconnecting Your Life. I'm reading the book. This is chapter 19. If you'd like to get the book and read along, if you don't already have it, there's a link below where you can get that. There's links to my website, to the Patreon page, to social media, all that fun stuff. So yeah, go check it out. Check it out. Check it out. How's everybody doing tonight? Good, I hope. I got carried away reading this book and I just happened to look up and it was 8:45 when I scheduled my live. So just here we go. All right, so we're just going to get right on into it now. The key to understanding truth is if it rings true in your soul. You are coming into a different type of energy, and it is becoming more profound in your life. You must still work on the contact you have with your clients in terms of hearing their lives. That nature of energy that you will derive from that listening is the kind of energy that will be most helpful to your clients. It is similar to hearing a certain frequency of vibration. There are certain vibrations that lives vibrate at, and for you to come into contact with them, you must scan your life to find a vibration that's accessible to them. You certainly feel that when you're with your patients. There comes a time when you feel the energy lock in. Yeah, that's because you have found the right vibrational energy for that individual. Energies all vary because individuals vary in their vibration. So, part of your process in meeting and dealing with your patients is feeling their life energy in them and tuning your life as a conduit to access that energy. It is of it is off by if it is off by a vibration, you will not be able to touch their lives in a profound nature. Their instinct will not hear it or respond to it. They are all unique individuals. It is not so much a process of you consciously trying to find the frequency as much as it is a process of you getting out of the way and allowing the frequency to match. But in your contact, before you work with your clients, it's like an orchestra when it tunes to the music at the very beginning. You are feeling out that energy in the intercourse you have. What is of importance is your ability to open your life, allowing them to have trust to open their lives. And in that interchange, and I cannot underline this more profoundly, the importance of that time before you begin your work is crucial because it's the process of your life meeting with theirs, and you will feel it. And it is an activity of removing yourself from the situation so that you can make that contact. You both need to be in openness and willingness to have that healing happen. The doors need to be open. There needs to be a readiness on both ends. You must realize that you are surrounded by a legion of energy that has come to the forefront to help anyone who perceives or perseveres through this type of work. There are forces around you supporting your work. Anyone who do, Anyone who does this kind of work has a team of spirit, a vast resource of energy behind it, and there are very real forces going on around you that are joining with you in your endeavor. You'll start to become very accustomed to feeling them with you. Your desire to communicate with those beings in the room who are supporting the healings is understandable and certainly is not an impossibility, but it's not essential because the kind of nonverbal communication that is going on is even more valuable than verbal communication in many ways. It's the kind of energy that is being transferred while you're with them. That's the communication. That's the level in which it will continue. It isn't something you can write on paper. That kind of communication is a language unto itself. The communication between you and those people who are supporting your work, those energies supporting your work, is a different language that they're using. It's not easily translatable onto this plane. It's more translatable by the way you feel with them near you. That becomes very apparent. They are here now. You can feel them. When you accomplish this kind of communication, there are those who will appear to help you continue and thrive in your work. There will be those, especially if you've opened the channel, who will appear to that person without you having to communicate in terms of verbal nature. They will make contact through your energy. They come through your energy to that person. They are in the river that runs through their soul. You just need to open the gates, and those who want to flow through will flow through. That's part of the energy transport that is going on. Be patient. Be patient. You'll find a way of dealing with it. You'll find a way of integrating that into your life. It will become more apparent the more you work with it. There are all kinds of energy on various planes of existence, and you're starting to intersect those planes. By reaching through that wall, you pull in vast sources of energy on various levels of existence that are simultaneously happening. So when lights turn on, or if perhaps furniture is moved, these are energies that are appearing because you're opening your life. They are fulfilling their harmless nature to let you know they are around to help you go on in your existence. They're like a type of wonderful spirit that recognizes your existence and are saying, in essence, that you are on your path. They are there to watch you and carry you on. They're not to be feared. Communication is going on, as it should be. This kind of communication that happens between these various levels does not exist on a verbal plane. You get the message viscerally in your life. It's almost in your kinesthesia, in your muscles. It goes right to your soul. You go away with more. You're not sure quite what more is, but it's more. Take your mind out of the process, is all I can really say to you. Yes, it is real. The communication is real, but you cannot second guess it. And as long as you manipulate it with your mind, it won't be pure. You must trust with your life that you are tuning your instrument. When you are on this path, it is a process of tuning your existence to hear the vibration of those you come in contact with, to get a clear understanding that you are all one in this plane of existence. You are all connected. The key to understanding all of what may be truth and what may not be truth is if it rings true in your soul. This will not betray you. We automatically say, I understand this now. That is truth. I feel that truth. As long as I have that feeling, you are on the right path. Or as long as you have that feeling, you're on the right path. Let's take a moment and talk about your office, your practice. When patients or clients call or come in, whoever speaks first to the client needs to make that quality time. The role is certainly very, very important in the contact, especially if theirs is the first voice a patient hears in their search. Certainly, your receptionist will not replace what you need to do. It's not a question of numbers of people. It isn't about more and more. It's about quality and quality of that time that is taken. These people who call your office are often frightened, scared, lost individuals who are reaching out as a last hope. So, your staff's compassion in terms of reassurance is most important. We are dealing with people who are about to run out of hope. It is incredibly important work. This is the last stop for them. So they come very frightened. They need to be reassured. Now, whether or not they're able to heal is dependent upon their ability to open their lives. But their entire or their entree to your staff is most significant. Your staff must allow their lives, their training of their lives, to feel that compassion as they speak to them. Should a family member or close friend want to be in the healing room with your patient, there's danger of the energies being convoluted by introducing another energy into the room. With it comes their sum total of existence, and that energy is never bystanding. It's never a clear observer. It is in the mix, as it were. And the direct flow of energy from your life to that person is very involved with that seeming observer as well. And that can complicate the process. The grandmother who comes for the patient, the father who holds the child, their growth is in that process as well. But I would deal with them individually until you're more in control of reading that behavior and that frequency. I doubt that I would introduce another chord into the music because their energy surrounds that child. Their energy is in constant contact. So individually, they all have to be healed, not just the person with the malady. Those life connections have brought them together. So they're as much in need of a healing as is the person who has the seemingly distorted legs, the life that doesn't seem to blossom, whatever you want to call it. Regarding distance healing, there are a number of things that are in operation in terms of that process. You think linearly in terms of miles when we're all connected to the same switchboard. The life process of being in a room or being in Chicago has little to do with actual contact. The, ener- the energy that you manifest all comes from one source. So you are going to the source, and that source is touching that person. It's almost simultaneous. It isn't a matter of them being in the room. You have certainly at times thought of people and they have called. It didn't make any difference if they were in London. They heard the energy. Their lives felt the energy. This energy is vast, vaster than even the ocean. A penny dropped into the Santa Monica Bay does have ripple effects in India. In the process of working with your client, you must have discovered that your hands can stay in one place and the energy knows where to go and does just that. When you're doing or what you're doing now is very similar to pouring cement into a form. It will level out by finding the recesses. Not that you're going to pour a little more here or pour a little less there. It will fulfill the outline of the form it needs to take. Self patching. Now, working with your hands off the body or on the body needs to be determined by the nature of your energy at that moment with that individual. It's something that you will innately do. If your hands go forward, it is not you who is doing it, but the force of your energy helping you to do that. It's an instinctual pattern of force. Where you stand in the room or where your hands go are not conscious decisions. You should allow your instinct to lead you. That takes your cerebral thought process out of the healing. As soon as you start manipulating here, the energy gets thwarted and changed. Your instinct will tell you where to place your hands. Your instinct will tell you where to stand. Your instinct will lead you there. You discovered that from the very beginning. And that's where your practice needs to allow you to go, to listen to your instinct in its feeling of the forces of those people. That was beautiful. There's a lot to unpack here. Well, nope, too far. Let's go back to the beginning here. Let's go back to the beginning. So this the key to understanding truth is if it rings true in your soul. This is something that Cryon has talked a lot about, which is another channel message that I personally really resonate with. And it's something that in the very beginning of my awakening that I learned and recognized quickly when I would hear something and I just get this overwhelming feeling that that was true. or that already knew that information in a way. They're like, I just knew right away that that was truth. And it still happens when I hear something. I'm just like, oh, it just rings so true in my soul. I just know it's real, and I know it's true. You know, I don't second guess it. I trust completely in how it makes me feel, because we have all the answers within our DNA, within our innate, within our cellular structure, within our whole complex system, which is our vessels, our bodies that we walk around with on this plane. We already have the answers. So when we hear something that we know is true, our body responds, and you can feel that. So it's talking a lot about, this practice, if you're a practitioner, and allowing you to be tuned to the correct vibrational frequency of that, or that matches your patients. And it said something, I can't find it scanning through here, that it says at a certain point during the sessions, you feel your energy lock in with that patient. And that's so true. Like, I feel it every time I do a session, whether it's individual, distance, in person, or group sessions. I know when there's a connection, and I can feel it. There's a complete different feel to it. It's like, the more I work with it, the more in tune I get with these energies, and the more, I don't know, the easier it is. It's like, I just know, and I trust so fully in it because of what I've seen already. What I've seen happen through these frequencies already is quite incredible. And it says it's not so much a process of you consciously trying to find the frequency as much as it's a process of you getting out of the way. So that's what I did. Before I started really doing this energy work, I've read this book a lot. And I mean, I have the book highlighted, because these were important things to me as I was starting to practice this work. And you pick it up. Like, when I started, I read this book because I wanted to be able to fluently talk to other people and explain to them or tell them what it is that I'm doing, or what it is that they're experiencing when they have a healing session, as I see it from my perspective. And so I just read and read and read and consumed as much as I could about this energy work, so I could then talk about it properly and fluently with people. Kimberly Paulson, good evening. How you doing? Blessings. Can you please give a tiny intro of the book you've been reading? I have no information. Well, lucky for you, there's a link below where you can purchase the book. This book is called Solomon Speaks on Reconnecting Your Life by Dr. Eric Pearl. The link below will take you to the Amazon place where you can buy it. And I've read this whole book up until now. I started in the intro. So if you go to the playlist on my channel called Solomon Speaks, Read and Review, and you can go listen to me read the entire book. Well, so far I'm halfway through the book now, but it's really important. Like, for one, it's talked about results, not to be results oriented, because you can't, it's the same. You can't be results oriented. You can't, you can't expect it to have a healing. I fully expect everyone to have a healing. But the way I perceive healing is, yeah, it's a channel message, Kimberly. Listen to the first 2 videos I did of this. It explains it all. Where the book came from, the people that are channeling the book, and who Solomon is. Maybe 2 or 3 videos. I think it's just, check the first one out. I think I talked about all that. You must realize that you are surrounded by a legion of energy that has come to the forefront to help anyone who perceives and perseveres through this type of work. I've been saying this all along. Cryon also says this, that that we all have a team of spirit, an entourage, a legion of spirit with us. Every single one of us. Now, you don't have to be a healer or do the healing work to have this entourage with you. It doesn't matter because we're all healers. Cryon said many times, just as many angels will leave the room with you as the most profound healer. Just as, I don't know if I said that right, but Lightbound, how you doing, girlfriend? Blessings to all. Thank you for blessing our chat room here. So Cryon says that the same amount of angels walks out of the room with any individual. The same amount of angels walks out with you as does the amount of angels that walk out with the most profound healer in the room. We all have a team of spirit here with us. It's whether or not you're aware of it, or if you've reached your hand out to connect with them, or if you've set that intention, or if you ask for intervention or guidance or whatever, however you interact with your team, they're here to serve you. They're here to help you. Yeah. There are forces around you. Excuse me. Hold on. This is gonna get intense. All right. Sorry about that. There are forces around you supporting your work. Anyone who does this kind of work has a team of spirit, a vast resource of energy behind it, and there are very real forces going on around you that are joining with you in your endeavor. You'll start becoming very accustomed to feeling them with you. Yes, you do. And it feels really good. Like, I thoroughly enjoy it. I can sense when these beings are around me. And generally, when I do a meditation, I call in all benevolent beings of light, or, my star family or soul family, whatever term resonates with you. This lighting is really like changing a lot here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm using the webcam, so it's not the greatest quality camera here. Your desire to communicate with those beings in the room who are supporting the healings is understandable and certainly not an impossibility, but it's not essential. That's what I said in my last video on this. I think that I really do want to communicate with these beings, like verbally communicate, but they're really stressing here that that's not the important communication that's happening between us. The important communication is that of energy, that energy being transferred while you're with, or doing the healings. That's the communication, they say. That's the level on which it will continue. It isn't something you can write on paper. The communication between you and those people who are supporting your work, those energies supporting your work, is a different language that you're using. It's not easily translatable onto this plane. It's more translatable by the way you feel with them near you. That becomes very apparent. They are here now. Can you feel them? Can you? When you accomplish this kind of communication, there are those who will appear to help you continue and thrive in your work. There will be those, especially if you've opened the channel, who will appear to that person without you having to communicate in terms of a verbal nature. Do yours ignore you, Kimberly, or are you not open to the communication? Have you not fully opened that channel? Food for thought. Kitty Cat, hello. Yes, I can feel them. Very good. Welcome, guys. Thanks for chatting. Any questions you got for me, feel free to put them up there. I'm probably going to hang out here for a little while because I enjoy doing this. And it was 9:09 when I said that. Just turned to 9:10. That's funny. They are not to be feared. That is a very important one. Not to be feared. So I think a lot of people do fear the things that they don't understand. If you experience beings and all you've been programmed with is that anything supernatural is the devil, then you're going to fear seeing or hearing or feeling your angels talk to you. That's going to be your perception of it. It's going to be the devil. That's the trickery of it. That's the cleverness of organized religion. That you're programmed to think that anything supernatural has to be the devil or has to be a demon. It has to be this or that. You're taught to fear it. And it keeps you closed off from being able to access these higher channels of energy because you can all do what I do. You all are healers. It's in your DNA. It's whether or not you want to do that. It's whether or not you can open your life to receive these energies because they're there for you to access. Be patient. Be patient. You'll find a way of dealing with excuse me. You'll find a way of dealing with it. You'll find a way of integrating that into your life. It will become more apparent the more you work with it. This is talking about how the energies flow and that they flow. They are in a river that runs through their soul. So they will make contact through your energy. They can come through your energy to that person. Now, I've had people tell me about their experiences with these healing sessions that they have experienced beings, whether it be their angels or the angels or spirits that are communicating through me as a channel, like because I'm receiving and sending that energy to whoever's participating in the session. So other people have perceived certain things and had certain experiences with certain beings. So that's interesting, and that's what it made me think of when I read that. What did Kimberly said? I've tried everything. It is my only desire. They intervene physically to save my life multiple times, but I get nada. It's because you're trying. If you're really trying and that's your only desire, then you're perceiving that as something that you don't have the ability to do. You're trying too hard. That's how I see it. That's my perception of it. I get petty synchronicities only. Well, stop trying to do it. You know what? That just reminded me of something that all these things, like especially in the beginning, that I really, really wanted was when I gave the most resistance to it. Because you are wanting and desiring it so much that gives you the perception or the feeling that you don't have it when you do. We just don't know how to access it. We just don't know how to do it. But we have it. And we're trying so hard. Stop trying. Forget about it completely. Stop thinking about it. Stop trying to do it. Stop consciously trying to do it and watch what happens. And just let it happen. Let it happen naturally. Just let the flow happen and see what happens in your life. For one, you'll stop stressing that you're trying so hard and that you can't get it. And when you calm down and relax and get to a place of acceptance that it'll happen when it's ready to happen. Because if you believe you're exactly where you're supposed to be in every now moment, otherwise you wouldn't be there, then you have to fully trust the universe and trust spirit is putting you where you need to be in your process. Because that's exactly what's happening. That's how I see it. So when you let go, I've tried nothing too. My dreams are insane, but consciously nothing. No, just completely stop trying. Let it go. It'll come to you when you're ready for it. That's the best I can give you right now. And yeah, that was the biggest thing. That's kind of how I felt. I was supposed to learn in the lesson. I was learning from wanting these things so bad because I wanted the channel like really, really bad. I wanted to have these communications with spirit because it would have made my journey and my decision making so much easier. But that wasn't in the plans. I had to figure it out for myself. I wasn't in a place where I was ready for that or able, or you're not able to clear and open your channel enough to pick up the frequency, because the spirit is always broadcasting a frequency. It's whether or not we can attune to that vibration, to that frequency, to pick up that communication. Lori Ladd teaches a channeling course every year, or once or twice a year. So look into that. I was thinking about taking that myself because I want it, but I also know that I get a lot of communication from spirit. You're welcome, Kimberly. I get a lot of communication from spirit, and I know when I'm being guided. I may not know it in that moment. I'm pretty good at picking it up, and noticing the synchronicities and putting things together. But I just fully, I lost my train of thought, but I just fully trust in the universe. I really do. And I have always kind of been more of a go with the flow kind of person. You know what I mean? I just ride it out. I'll go where the wind blows me, where the river takes me, whatever. And I know I'll get whatever I am supposed to, or whatever I need, or whatever is for my highest good in that path. It may not be what I think's for my highest good, but your higher self has a much better vantage point or viewpoint of your life and what is happening and what is to come and what is your potential and the potentials of your future realities. So your higher self's perception of your life in this plane is very different, and they know what you want to learn and how best you're going to learn it, so they're going to put you in that situation for you to best experience what you need to experience, which on the other side of the veil is what you want to experience. Kitty cat smiley face. I like that name, kitty cat. All right, let's continue on. So, oh man, this one sentence in here is so powerful. So it says there are all kinds of energy on various planes of existence, and you're starting to intersect those planes. This is the sentence. By reaching through that wall, you pull in vast sources of energy on various levels of existence that are simultaneously happening. Let me read that again. By reaching through that wall, you pull in vast sources of energy on various levels of existence that are simultaneously happening. Interesting. Various levels of existence that are happening simultaneously, because there's infinite amounts of parallel realities in various levels of those, like various dimensions of those realities, and all of them having an infinite realities. Interesting. So when the lights turn on, or if perhaps furniture is moved, these are energies that are appearing because you're opening your life. They are fulfilling their harmless nature to let you know they are around you to help you go on in your existence. They're like a type of wonderful spirit that recognizes your existence, and they're saying, in essence, that you are on your path. They are here to watch you and carry you on. They are not to be feared. You know, Lightbound, who's in the chat room, I've known her for a long time. A very long time, longer than I've known anyone else that's currently in my life, um, or that I know, I should say, not necessarily currently in my life, but anyone that I've met. Anyways, so we didn't talk for many years, and it's funny, after some synchronicity led me to find her on Facebook after my awakening, after this is around the time I had just created my channel. I was just like really, building the momentum to create all these things and start sharing my story and really getting into the flow and that momentum. Um, but it was like neither of us were into this stuff before. And then when at this random time that some synchronistic thought or something I read or did something, I don't remember what it was, but something reminded me of this person of Lightbound. And I looked her up on Facebook, which I had previously deleted my accounts, and then I created the accounts, and then for the Conscious Evolution, and then I found her page, and she was talking about like Abraham Hicks, which is channel messages, and it just blew my mind. Well, why did I start saying that? So she is very I don't know the word for it. She's very her mediumship is very she's very in tune with the spirit world. Like she can perceive and communicate with the other side in many instances. And that's interesting to me. I really lost my train of thought. That sucks. I was really on to something. But maybe that she can see and perceive that, that's what I was just gonna say. It's like a type of wonderful spirit that recognizes your existence and is saying in essence that you are on your path. And her life has changed a lot. A lot of pains that she had prior are now better because of her realizing the truth in this reality. Whether that was due to spirit intervening or not, I'm not sure. But I do my job in my sleep, sigh, without having to do anything consciously. Oh my God, I had some weird dreams last night. Very weird. And when I remember dreams, it's like I know there was some kind of healing going on there because that was so interesting. And I'm not even going to talk about it here. It was getting whacked. It was just so weird. It was really, really weird. Anyway, moving on. Time shift. Time shift. What do you mean? With the dreams? As long as you manipulate it with your mind, it won't be pure. You must trust with your life that you are tuning your instrument, which is you, your body. When you are on this path, it is a process of tuning your existence to hear the vibration of those you come in contact with, to get a clear understanding that you are all one in this plane of existence. You are all connected. The key to understanding all of what may be truth and what may not be truth is if it rings true in your soul. This will not betray you. We automatically say, I understand this now. That is truth. I feel that truth. As long as you have that feeling, you are on the right path. As long as you have that discernment, as long as you're going to have that feeling when you hear something truthful. And a lot of times, if it's too fantastical or radical for us to consciously, excuse me, to consciously believe it, then our inner dialogue starts to take over and starts saying in trying to rationalize and justify why that's not the truth. That can't be the truth. That sounds too crazy. You know what I mean? So a lot of times we disregard or discard the information that we should actually be paying a lot of attention to. Timelines are shifting for the better radically. Well, it depends where your mindset is. For some people, it's not shifting for the better, but for most of us, it is. because there's a massive shift happening, and it's getting groovy. All right, then this goes into a lot about the practice and people contacting your practice in tuning your life with that person. I like this because anyone that's a healer is really going to get a lot out of this. Or if you're thinking about doing healing work, you're really going to get a lot out of this. It's really about letting go and to get out of the way and just allow the energy to flow naturally through, and to not try and manipulate it, to not try and force your own outcome or intentions or whatever. Don't don't try to direct the energies. Don't try, don't try to, it doesn't work that way. You just gotta get out of the way and let it flow through as naturally as possible. And just know and trust and believe that the healing frequencies are going to go to where they need to go. They're going to do as much as that person is open to receive, as much as that person will allow the frequencies to work on them. Is if that person has resistance up to it, then it will not be able to penetrate into their lives as fully as it could if they are open to it. Collectively is all I'm connected to. Literally, no expectations. Yes. No expectations is the key to happiness, my friends. Because if you don't expect anything out of anybody, you can never be disappointed. Yeah, I learned that at an early age. But it's easy to just expect things of people. And the thing is, if we expect something from somebody, we don't let them know that we're expecting that from them, and then they don't live up to it, and then we get upset about it, or frustrated, or angry. Whose fault is that, really? Food for thought. All right, guys, it's been 41 minutes. Wow, almost 42 minutes. That's wild. That was kind of a long chapter. It was like 6 pages, I think. But anyways, the next chapter, that's what I wanted to say real quick. The next chapter is take that time to tune yourself. To get in tune with your own energy is really what it's about. Oh yeah, we're getting into the real good stuff now. So the next couple videos should be quite titillating. All right, guys, this is 42:22, and I look at the clock. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for participating in the chat room. I love you guys. Kimberly says, thank you. Have a great evening. Thank you. You have a great evening. I'm going to bed. It's been a long day. All right, guys. I love each and every one of you. Be the change that you want to see in this world. I just saw 40 to 44. I love each and every one of you. And yeah, bye-bye.